Greetings and welcome to the Mega Meeple. I am Thomas Grogan, and just want to put this little quick video out there. I most recent episode of the Mega Meeple podcast. This week I talked about this, but I wanted to address it here on the YouTube channel. This week is a real exciting week to be a wrestling fan. I know a lot of people in board games are also fans of wrestling, but I want to talk about something especially on Twitter, that has kind of spilled over from wrestling out into specifically the DnD community. Now, this week, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, is making its debut on the TNT network. And one of the matches on that show this week is a guy by the name of Maxwell Jacob Friedman, otherwise known as MJF. And his opponent is a guy named Bran Cutler. Now, Bran Cutler is a big D&D gamer. In fact, he uses that motif as part of his merchandise. He has he uses the D20 on his shirt. In fact, on the side of his ring attire, he has all the different dice. He has the D20s and D4s and the D10s and 12s and stuff like that as part of his character. And then you have MJF, who on Twitter is basically starting to make fun of Bran, calling him a loser. I don't play D&D. I'm a real athlete. I mean, he is what they call in the wrestling industry as a heel. He is the bad guy. And then Bran is the baby face. He's the good guy. Now, the job of MJF, or the job of the heel, is to get a lot of heat from the audience. Heat is basically hatred. Their job is to make the audience hate them and boo them when they come out. And then the baby face, or the good person, their job is to get everybody on their side, to cheer for them. As I said, Bran is a big D&D player. And in fact, he most recently appeared on Geek and Sundry Twitch channel playing a D&D game. But MJF, he's the bad guy. He has his signature saying is, "I'm better than you and you know it." He comes out, his character is very pompous and arrogant. And he was on Twitter, he was basically making fun of Bran, calling him a loser, and he's gamers. He's an idiot. He doesn't have any friends. He lives in a mommy basement. He doesn't have any girlfriends. He's a virgin because he has no chance of getting laid. That kind of stuff. So what I find is very ironic and amusing to a sense is just the backlash and the reaction from some of the D&D communities reacting to this. And just, jumping on MJF's case, calling him out, calling him names, and, even take like a sympathetic thing. It's like, well, maybe you should try playing D&D games, and we'll play. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's really fun and stuff like that. So there's almost like a section of D&D players or gamers that taking that heat seriously. Now, if you haven't gotten a memo yet, let me let you in on a little industry secret. Wrestling is fake. It's made up. They know who's going to win and what the finishing move is even before they start the match. Well, what's the sense of watching a game, when you already know that? Well, here's the thing. It's entertainment. Very much like a movie or a TV show. You have your protagonist and you have your antagonist. In wrestling, you have your heel, your bad guy or bad girl, beating up and just causing a whole lot of trouble for the baby face or the good person. And then you have the baby face who is downtrodden, but they rise to the occasion and they overcome all the obstacles, and finally in the end they win and the crowd goes crazy. See, that's entertainment. I wouldn't be surprised if MJF And Bran, after their match, they go off to some bar somewhere, get a few brewskis, and talk about what they want to do in their rematch. I mean, these entertainers, they all know one another. They work together. They have a lot of trust with each other, particularly as things go on in the ring. Because, even though it's fake, people still get hurt. Somebody could take a bump the wrong way and get injured. Somebody could do a move and make a slight miscalculation or misjudgment and not do it safely, and somebody gets injured. And a lot of people get injured all the time. So there's a lot of trust that goes on between the two entertainers in the ring. But even though out in the open, in front of the crowd, in front of the TV cameras, these people are at each other's throat, they're all friends. They all work there. You hear every once in a while where, there's some heat going on in the dressing room or backstage because somebody, offended somebody else, or somebody didn't play a particular, political game that is present in pretty much any professional environment. But these people, they're friends. They hang out together. They travel together. They help each other out. So I just find it amusing that the irony is lost to some of these DnD people that came out and just basically reacted to MJF's tweets. Because let's face it, the whole wrestling, sports entertainment, they're playing a caricature. They are portraying a persona in a made-up wrestling storyline where, you have the good guy or the bad guy in the feud. Very much like a role-playing game. In DnD or any role-playing game, you're playing a persona. You're playing a caricature. And you're going, the DM or GM's telling a story. And you're acting out things. And you're doing voices and improv and role-play with one another. And you're on a quest to face some, monster or evil or whatever. And that's what wrestling is. It's a role-playing game entertainment. So, don't take all this stuff that was going on between MJF and Bran Cutler personally. I wouldn't be surprised if both of them are really, really good friends off camera. But I do think it's pretty neat that something like professional wrestling or sports entertainment is bleeding out or spilling out into the gaming world. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.